Well, hello and welcome back. It's been a very long day today. Starting to draw at 6 this morning, 7 this morning, and my brain is completely fried up. I've got a couple of illustrations that I'm a bit stuck on, I can't quite get right, and so I'm going to try and just draw it down. I've got two sets of glasses on. Sorry about that. So there's a couple of illustrations that I'm a bit stuck on, and I thought I would just draw it down and kind of, without planning it, without thinking it, just without sketching it, just draw it and see if that will help me through this stage. So here's a drawing for you tonight. Okay, it's quite late here. It's been a long day, but let's see what we can do. All right, let's have a bit of fun. Okay, well, welcome back. Only one pair of glasses now. Right, so we're going to get some ink. Nice little pot of ink. And some delicious, lovely looking pen. And a couple of brushes, just to kind of put something down, just to give me something to work from. I don't know. That'll do. The idea was that, and that might not work, I might just throw it away in a minute, but the idea was that I really wanted to try and get a crazy haircut out of an old witch, and I'm already starting to think that might not work. See, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it simply doesn't. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you need to work a lot to make it work. Just darken up in there around that eye. And the idea was that in this story there is a witch, and I wanted the witch to be quite chaotic, to be honest. I wanted it to be something that would be quite ridiculous, to be honest. I really wanted it to let's see how I'm going with that. But it was one of those type of things that it's like, I find this like when you step out of your zone a little bit, that like at the moment I'm illustrating this book and I'm really enjoying doing this book, and I'm really kind of, I've got this character in it that was very difficult to write, and now I'm finding it, because it was difficult to write, my brain is saying, oh, it must be difficult to draw. And what that happens is, it is a pure mental thing. So if you do have this, it is not a technical thing. It does not mean that you are bad at drawing, or you're going through your different stages of life and this is whatever. It simply means that your brain has said, oh, it must be difficult. So that is what is happening. That's all that it is. And it's somehow something you just have to fight with. You have to kind of battle it. And now that I've already drawn one version of it, what happens is, when your mind gets into that state, it will be very difficult for you to do the next stage. So if I decide this is not the one that I want, and I decide I want to draw it again, my mind will carry on. In fact, maybe I'll even do an example of this. And it will be an example of your mind will get stuck. Now, I can see that is not... I can already feel that it is not working the way that I wanted it to work. Now I'm going to fight it on and see. I'm going to fight this on because I want to kind of prove a point that it is a mind trick almost. I'm going to try and do the eye looking through the hair. That it is a mind trick. It is something that you can basically trick your mind into saying that you're so amazing and so fabulous that it will work. Now already my mind is saying, Kieron, stop, get out of it. You can probably hear it panicking. So what it has done is that because my mind has built this up, now I'm getting to the part that my brain is saying, well, see, I told you, you can't draw that, you can't do it, you can't. And what is happening here is that you've got to get to a point of almost like saying to your brain, you win, okay, I can't do it. Right, I'm going to draw something different. And what you're going to do is you're going to throw that away. I'll get another piece of paper. These are big pieces of paper. Now, I'll throw that away so that my brain wins, okay? There you go. You've won. Brain, you have won. Chuck it out there. And what you will do is you will reset. So you have not failed, that you've just proved your brain right, okay? Now that was not a deliberate thing. It basically is that I've been kind of in this mode of trying to draw this, let's get a brush. Let's try something. Okay. Now that's reset your brain. You have struggled. You have had a hard time. It has been a long day. And what you're going to do is you're just going to say, well, all right, you won. Brain, you've won. And you're going to work it backwards. And you're going to start to just take this as a drawing. Nothing more than that. No special anythings. And you're going to try to just enjoy it. All the same things that I was trying to do there, shall do the same thing here. Except I'm just going to slow my brain down and just say, well, I know it's not going to work, but I'm just having a bit of fun, okay? Chill out. And what that's doing is it really is a mental trick of just giving your brain some way of kind of feeling good about the fact that you lost, the fact that you failed, the fact that you couldn't do it. See, I told you couldn't do it. And it's a very strange thing sometimes. This might only be my brain. This might only be my brain. Of course it's only my brain. What am I talking about? And so what you will do is you will get into a stage where you're just taking that illustration that you could not do and you're not doing it. You're just having a bit of fun. Now do the part that your brain needs. Your brain needs you to fail because it's built all this pressure up. Especially since I wrote it, it makes it even more irritating. because it was a part in the story where I didn't really want to add it, and it kind of got to a point that the story I felt needed it, and I didn't really want to write it. So by the fact that I didn't want to write it, and then I wrote it, and then I kept it, it's kind of like these kind of tricks with your brain a little bit. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to just relax, and I'm just trying to draw something. I'm trying to just have fun with the drawing. And that sometimes can just be a beautiful way to battle through it. Now, I kind of like this idea. I've got some water there. It's just dirty water, that's all it is. And I want to kind of get this a nice kind of cheek effect. Now, just dirty water. There's no specials, anything's in this. It's basically just putting my finger in some old gunky water. Just trying to get a bit of a blush cheek or something like that, you know. Now I really want to have a bit of fun here with the chin. And we can just, again, have your fun. What you're doing here is you're not doing an illustration, you're just having fun. What it does is it does reset your brain a little bit. Pressure, 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 pressure. Failed. Okay, failed. Fun. You see what's happening? It's like there's no pressure anymore. I'm just having fun. And it takes all that negativity away. And it brings you back into a beautiful, relaxed state of just flicking some ink around. Look at that messy ear I'm drawing there. Isn't that a dreadful messy ear? Yeah, see? I've even splashed onto the water that I've just put down. See, it's not important. See, look, I'll even put my finger back in there and I'll blotch it all down into, yeah, see, it's not. And I'm just kind of getting into that part where I can go, well, okay, that cheek is getting a little bit, all right, let's just save it. Let's just dab it down. And okay. You see, I'm kind of like talking to my own brain here, like it's a child. I didn't say that, brain. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to just have fun. And this illustration is not important. This drawing is not important. What is important here is resetting my brain. It's been a very long day today. It has been an extremely long day. My back is aching. My brain is tired. My brain just wants to do something mindless, you know. Go and watch a couple of episodes of Wonder Woman or something. Yes, I'm a huge fan of Wonder Woman. I do think Linda Carter is probably the most beautiful woman on the planet. I'm just going to have some fun here drawing up some earrings for my little witchy character. Now this will not be the design for the book, but it will reset my brain in a way that tomorrow when I come back to it, I will feel so amazing. I will feel so relaxed that it will just fly. I mean, it might even be that I love this drawing so much by tomorrow when I wake up that I will say I have to have that drawing as my witch in my story. So you will find out tomorrow. At the moment, I'm trying not to think too much. I'm just trying to finish a drawing, have a little bit of fun. And I really wanted to do something with the kind of craziness with the hair, but at this moment I'm really not kind of sure about how to. So, like I said, I'm just having fun. So it doesn't matter if it goes wrong. I'm just kind of drawing some scraggly hair in there. And what I feel already is I already feel so much more relaxed. Now, if you saw the old drawing a minute ago, it's got a lot of the same elements there. It's got the eyes with the big eyelashes and the big puffed up lips and the big nose and everything, as you would put down the elements of a witch. But what I'm doing here is I'm taking all that stress and pressure away from it. And it means that tomorrow when I come to draw another witch, I'll be starting from zero. I'll be starting from a fresh, open mind again, which is where I've struggled today. What I'm going to try and do here, I'm going to the splashes that are falling in there are actually going to be used once I put a nice fat brush there. That'll do. In fact, maybe I'll see if I've got a bigger one. Have I got a bigger one? Have I got a big brush? No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. That'll do. Now what I'm doing is, this is just dirty water, okay? This is hours and hours and hours of water that has had my brushes and my dip pen dropped into it. Look at that. Beautiful. You see the way that the water, as soon as it just touched that, it just exploded into black. Now that is really nice. That's exactly what I wanted. I'll wash that brush down a bit because I'm going to try and... Maybe it's too early. Alright, I'm just going to leave that to settle a little bit while and then I'll soften out that edge after. I will soften it out when the ink starts to dry. Some of these lines I really wanted to dry out. It doesn't matter if I splodge them. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to dry out the edge a little bit, as you can see here, because that's going to be softened down. Right, it's kind of doing it there with the tissue even on its own. Just soften it down, breaking from the black into this type of grey feeling here. And what it does is it helps a lot by kind of putting down all your energy, putting all down that madness, and then softening it out into your line, which is the hair. I've just done that again, haven't I? Just added more hair. Stop adding hair. Right. So I want to kind of get down here and do some... I really want to have some kind of Victorian style type of ruffle on her collar. Now all this stuff is going to be helping me tomorrow when I put her together. I'll be having all these thoughts of this Victorian ruffle on her dress as the collar, and all these elements will come in to basically help me put it together. Some of these pots are getting in my way. And this will act as like almost like a sketch, a pre-run sketch for the character. Now obviously the character will be dressed in black. Let's give her a big beauty spot. And what it's doing is it is automatically kind of giving me, already it's giving me this feeling that she is a very kind of powerful woman. And this will help me to kind of control the black that I'm trying to get in there in a strange way. That's the shoulder. I want to have a kind of like a ruffle type of feeling there with the, and that will be fine once I put a wash on that texture there, that it's already basically giving me this texture, will be enough. It'll be the balance there is with the nose, the heavy line on the nose, the heavy line on the garment there, maybe even a touch heavier on the chin, just to keep that balance going there. You know, it's a little bit heavier, maybe even still. And that's controlling my character quite nicely. Get rid of that brush, get back to a, and then again in that type of Victorian style, I kind of feel that helps with this kind of witchy character almost. Now I'm really hoping that this will dry a little bit, because I really want to try and put some greys in there. I'm trying to dab down some of this ink so that it won't go crazy once I start to add all the elements that I want to add to it. I'm just going to put in a few kind of decoration lines almost to the dress, because I feel like a lot of the old Victorian dresses had kind of black and grey, and you know, you'd have like a very dark grey but with like little black kind of textured lines going into it, and that was such a beautiful idea back in those days even, you know. And I'm just trying to add something. Now already I'm from the first one where I was so stressed out I couldn't draw. I was so determined to do something exciting and powerful, and I've lost it. I lost it so for the fact that my kind of energy was all put up into like a stress level. You know, oh, you can't do that, you got to do this, you got to do that, if you don't do that, you're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. And that's the way sometimes your brain talks to you in a way that you've got to, okay, all right, and then you got to let it fail and then try again. But try again, just saying, well, you failed, let me have some fun, you know. And sometimes your brain reacts to it in a way of saying, yeah, see, I won. Yeah, okay, cool. But now, I'm starting to win, because now I'm just having a bit of fun. And already I'm starting to feel like, God, I can't wait to draw this character again tomorrow. I mean, maybe I will even like this illustration so much that I will keep it, and it will be part of my book. Maybe it will be one of the people in my story tomorrow. I mean, how cool would that be? The fact that I kind of have a little bit of fun and I end up loving it so much that I keep it, you know? So if you see this in my new book, then you will be thinking, oh, that's that drawing that he did. Well, oh, yeah. Now, if I remember in the story, the person had a lot of black hair, so I'm going to have to do something more with that. I know a lot of people kind of talk about this kind of mental state um, in a very like controlled way, but for me it's not like that. For me it's kind of like sometimes you're working with your brain. Sometimes it's almost like working with a child. Sometimes that it's kind of like, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like I said, it's been a very long day for doing illustrations today, and I didn't do a video yesterday, so I kind of thought I would release all my stresses and pressures onto you, dear friends. And by doing so, you've even by knowing that you're there, kind of has relaxed my mind and made me come up with this beautiful lady. Another big blob there. What's going on with all the blobs on this? Can I get a clean piece of tissue? Let's get you down there and just pull that. Just drying a couple of those bumps out. And so far, I'm really quite. Can I say pleased? I'm relieved. I am relieved by this drawing. It has released so much of my stresses and pressures of today. And that's the way the drawing needs to be. You know, it needs to be something that you are enjoying it so much that you don't feel those stresses and pressures. Okay, so there's going to be, 100 people or 2,000 people tomorrow watching me draw this. But that's not the point. The point is the journey. The whole learning of this is about finding your way through these situations. Finding your way to be a better artist. If you want to see my finished beautiful stuff, go buy one of my books. There's hundreds of books. Yeah, I've got hundreds of books on some of the kids' stories. I've done a re-release on the Emily stories, which is beautiful. Mission E, it's a beautiful set of kids' books. And it was all drawn very, very rough style for the little girl. Oh, it was I did 104 episodes of that. And in the end we made about 20 something books out of them. 21, I believe. 26, something like that. Whatever. But they're beautiful. Go and have a look at the Mission E on. If you've got any kids or grandkids or something, go and buy them a Mission E Emily book. And it's a little girl who's the hero. She's a little girl called Emily. And she's like a little kind of tomboy, and she wants to find out what's the best animal on earth. What is the best animal? Well, let's go and find out. That type of thing. Beautiful. I loved it. I really worked a couple of years on that. But the new books are like different illustration style. It's a much cleaner style, and sometimes it's difficult to get a balance, And that's nice. That's very nice. Let's get some hairs in there with that chin. Now, lessons learned here. Lessons learned. It's about controlling this. Not so much about controlling this. This will do it. It's like your slave, all right? Your hand, but this part here, you've got to get it into a state of enjoyment, a state of relaxing, a state of enjoying every single stage of this drawing and not getting too hung up by it. Right, so I'm going to just take a chance at the moment, and I'm going to try and add some more grey to that hair, because I really want to kind of add some more scragglies. But if I do this with what I'm calling as my nib, what will happen is I feel like it will kind of get into a part of kind of blotching into the other colours, and I don't really want it to blotch in. I want it to kind of be soft, feeling that grey. See, that's what I didn't want to do. But that's okay. We're still in control, don't worry. We're still there. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to blotch all that out. And don't be worried about using your dirty water as well. I use my dirty water a lot. Mixing up things all the time kind of can get a little bit of, waste of time sometimes. It's really like, that's just my ink. That's just my water that I've been using. That one and that one. That one's just a little bit more of the brush has more grain in it, more. So I use this one as my grain. So if you see, when I put this down, it might have a few little black spots in it. It kind of adds a little bit of a texture to it almost. Whereas the cup, which I shouldn't be using a cup, yes I know. But the cup basically is pure clean water, and then just over the day it builds up this kind of all the pen that you've been using all day long, and it just builds up a dirtiness, and it's the dirtiness that I love. I do. I love dirty water. I know it's a terrible thing to admit, but I love this, especially this one, because this one gets all the grain out of all the the brushes that I use. And as you see, as I splosh that on, it's got a lot of little specks of like sand in it. And once it dries, it has all these speckles in it, and it's quite beautiful. Now, oh, what's happened there? Now, as you can see, that's really starting to have a beautiful kind of feeling there. Now, am I going to be brave enough to do some over here? Am I going to give her a little bit of a... See, what would be nice? Have I got any water? Have I got... What's that? Oh, that's not water. But, whatever. It's going to fill in... Oh, that's... Oh, all right. Okay. Now what it's done is it's given me a little bit of a texture there that I've just seen it, and I'm just like, wow, what's happening there? Why is that? That's beautiful. Now once you see the, I don't know if you can see that in there, it just kind of made the ink kind of like go blotchy automatically. Now if I could wash that down, will I wash that down with that? Will that be clean? Yes, that'll be clean. And I can soften that grey down. Just take the dirt out of it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's beautiful. See, she's already starting to come alive. This is what's so exciting about drawing and doing painting and all that stuff. It just seems to like wake up when you start to play with it. And I'm just going to give it some darkness under the eyes. Now this grey, a lot of this grey is what I've been using with Worry Lips recently. So there's nothing special about it. People ask me all the time saying, "Oh, what did you use with this and what did you use?" Most of the time it's, in this case, like I said, those 2 cups are the overflow. When I've used a brush there, like I use a brush there to get the ink, what do I do with that brush? It's got ink on it. So I throw it into a cup of water and the blackness, the greyness starts to fill the water and it makes it beautiful. It makes it exciting. So if we're brave enough here, we can kind of go in and take in some of that greyness there. And we can start to fill up the dress. And that's just the texture's just starting to fall in there. I hope you can pick this up on the camera. So this will be like the drawing that went wrong. You see? That's some of the black that I just put on there. So I'm going to have to try and be very gentle with it, trying to avoid some of the that's just gorgeous. And that has really given this whole grey with the black lines, the Victorian style that I was talking around. And it has just, oh, damn, didn't want that. Let's try and just save it. There we go, we've saved it. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry. Just keep an eye on where the blobs, it's the blobs that always get me. It's the blobs of ink that always kind of explode into a black painting all of a sudden. And we're going to just soften that up there. Lovely. Isn't that come up like a really nice kind of portrait of some kind of Victorian woman, Victorian witch? It was supposed to be a kind of a witch, but I didn't want it just to be a regular witch. I wanted her to have like an elegance to her. And I think that really comes across. I'm really excited by it now. So, there is no signature on this one today because it's possibly going to be going into a book. This is also not going to be framed, for all those people who are going to say, "Why you didn't frame it?" So I'm just going to go in there and give her those lips that we want, and then I think I'm pretty much done. I'm going to get a little bit more texture with that, can I? Lovely. Oh, I love that texture. Oh, I like that. I'm just going to blow up a few bits in there just to... Lovely. And the textures in water, textures in paint, the textures in inks really excite me. I can't explain how much they actually excite me. I love it. That's really lovely. I'm really pleased with that. What was I doing? Oh, the lips. I even forget what I'm doing. Well, it's a little bit of a long one today. It's a little bit of a long video. But, people. You didn't get a video yesterday, so That is so beautiful. Now, if I go back in there and do some of the softer, might even just get a little bit in there with the ear. And that, my darling friends, is the end of today's drawing. Isn't she fantastic? Isn't she beautiful? That is exciting for me. I love it. I really, really love it. In fact, I love it so much I can't even stop touching. I can't stop adding little bits to it. Like, I was just thinking, doesn't that I didn't mean it to look like a spider, but it looks kind of like a little spider. If I was to paint that down and make it black, it would look like a little kind of spider creature, wouldn't it? How beautiful is that? I love the way that things just appear to you, you know? Fabulous. So, that is the end of my drawing. That's enough. Stop. That is today's drawing. That is beautiful. I'm really excited. Once it dries, all those textures will dry. And because I'm using different grades of paint and different grades of ink, what will happen is the textures will settle different. So tomorrow, when I put that down, I still can't stop, can I? When I put that down tomorrow, it will dry and all the textures will look absolutely phenomenal. Look up, even up at the hair there, the way it's drying almost like grains of sand. And that will be the same probably with the nose. But this is all clear water. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being there. Thank you for supporting me. And if you want to go on and find some of the books, I can't remember where the books are, but there's loads of books on there. Go and buy yourself a book. Go and treat yourself. And if you haven't subscribed, why not? Come and subscribe. Come and be part of this whole mad journey that we're having. It's beautiful. It's exciting. And I love it. I hope you had a fabulous day. I hope you enjoyed today's drawing. Come back and see me again tomorrow. Or go and see some of the 2,200 videos. 2,000 of them. Go and see something else. I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here. I love you all. See you soon. Bye-bye.